politicians trying to put a Band-Aid on the mess that COVID-19 and their own restrictions have made of this country. Sending everybody $2,000 will add another $500 billion to the national debt. Not that anyone in D.C. really cares. The president pushed hard for this. We're going to see what the Senate has to say tomorrow. And while it will help, the truth is a blanket payment is a very lazy way to do this. Millions of Americans unscathed by COVID-19 financially will be getting $2,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, while their neighbors who have been gutted are going to get the same amount. How does that make any sense? Well, right now, the worst of the COVID pandemic is in California, where Governor Gavin Newsom, devout follower of science, announced that since it's working so well in Southern California, stay-at-home orders would likely be extended a few more weeks. Take a listen.
Dr. Galley and his team likely tomorrow will announce, and that's why you see on this slide the 12/29 announcement. They will announce once today's data is collected, their projections over the next 4-week period. It is clear and understandable that it's likely those stay-at-home orders will be extended.
All right, it's likely a move that will exacerbate an already bad situation for Southern California. Lockdown fatigue has really set in. People are done sitting at home alone, but they can't go out. So, of course, they're having people over. And guess what you don't do when you have people over to your house? You don't wear masks and you don't stay 6 feet apart. Newsom's rules are making things worse. You can't eat at restaurants at all in California, not even outside. Not sure what science led to that decision, but it's stricter than anywhere else, including New York. So somebody here's got it wrong. California is leading the way in botching this virus. Here is the latest data from the CDC. California leads the country with an average of 97 new COVID cases per 100,000 people every day over the last 7 days. For some perspective, in Florida, where society is essentially wide open, that number is less than half of that, 45.7. Nobody knows exactly why it's so bad in California, and that is exactly the point. They're clueless. But it's clearly not from restaurants being open, yet Newsom refuses to change anything, refuses to admit they've been wrong about a lot of stuff this whole time. The restaurants and bars will stay closed for probably no reason, and instead of supporting a business and all of its employees, instead of meeting friends and eating outside in the beautiful Southern California sunshine, which science says this virus hates, Californians will instead continue to meet indoors at their homes. And like a California wildfire, COVID will continue to spread. Great work, Gavin. Here's a California Republican giving his 2 cents on the COVID response.
And this free money doesn't come from heaven. It comes from the future earnings of those who will be struggling to get back on their feet, a massive wealth transfer from the future to the present, from the young to the old, and from those who have been hurt by the lockdowns to those who have not. There is only one way to end the suffering caused by these lockdowns, and that is to end them.
All right, Republicans try and try, but sadly they are never heard in blue California. Maybe the truth is this: it's a very contagious virus, and short of locking every single person alone inside in solitary confinement for a year, maybe there's not a whole lot we can do except give everybody a mask and tell them to follow some common sense. But that doesn't work for the Gavin Newsoms in this country. They can't just accept a reality like that. They always have to be doing something. They got to be busy, even if that something is making everything worse. Hey, I'm trying to save lives by destroying our economy. It's not working, but I'm trying. Well, at least he tried, right? Let's get Gavin Newsom a nice big participation trophy. There you go, right there. The libs love those, right? All right, we spent a lot of time harping on COVID-19 domestically, but the truth is the president keeps saying one of his favorite lines for a real reason. Take a listen.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? A lot of people say it's
China.
racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
It wasn't your fault that this happened. It was China's fault. And China's going to pay a big price, what they've done to this country. China's going to pay a big price, what they've done to the world. This was China's fault.
All right, with the media Democrats and half the country obsessed with removing Trump from office for the past 4 years, it's been very disappointing to see such little energy being directed at how we are going to get even with China for this horrific crime against humanity. Donald Trump has blocked a lot of the vision of what's happened here. Today, China jailed a citizen journalist named Zhang Zhan for 4 years for going to Wuhan back in early February and reporting on the spread of this virus. 4 years in jail. This is how China operates. And while they were suppressing information about this, they were also making decisions that helped themselves recover while ensuring that the virus spread all over the world. China, of course, stopped domestic travel while allowing international travel to continue out of Wuhan and everywhere else. And that's really all you need to know, in my opinion. It should be treated as an act of war against the rest of the world. And regardless of whether this virus came from a Wuhan lab or popped up organically somehow, China knew what it was and protected itself while condemning the rest of us intentionally to suffer. We need to get even, and we need to make it hurt. On that, the president is right.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.